You are listening to ZTO Radio.
What is it called when two men intertwine their penises? Like the snakes on the medic alert bracelet? Is it called red vining?
Is it called red vining? We heard it was called red vining.
People red vine?
When two gay men have sex, how do they know whose penis will open up to accept the other person's penis?
You are listening to ZTO Radio. I'm Frank, and with me, as always, is Scott.
No, Casey this time.
Oh, God. We're pulling in the talent. But with us this time is old friend and new Hardin County resident, also new homeowner, Ray McGuff.
Hi, I'm homeowner Ray McGuff, and I want you to vote for me for office. Oh, it's coming. Don't you think I'm not going to come here and not take this town over?
Right.
It's happening.
Speaking of that, did you go ahead and register? Did you
tomorrow's
send
it's
us
too
information
late.
about it?
Yeah, it's too late. I got fucked on this whole deal. You guys
I made this is I was gonna vote. I was gonna fucking do it, guys.
Yeah.
I was gonna do it.
You still do it.
Oh no, I've made the decision to not do it because I have gotten so many fucking text messages, so many fucking phone calls, so many fucking pieces of shitty mail trying to get the thing that pissed me off the most was I got a text message from my union. Okay, it said, "Hey Aaron, this is blah 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 from your union. Did you know you can vote early in Ohio?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm 36. That's what I sent back."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Well, that's good. Here's a website you can go to that will show you your early voting location." I fucking know that already because I'm 36, as I had said prior. But I said back, I already know that also. Could you please refrain from sending me any more voting-related texts? But then I get a fucking voicemail from some Christian organization, which is way off point, saying we need to vote for so and so because we need to withhold our Christian values. We need to do this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, wrong boat, buddy. Wrong boat.
Right. Because the liberals, they're snatching babies right out of uteruses.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Here's the movement I want to see. Don't vote anymore. Don't fucking do it. Don't do it at all. Because you are perpetrating the system. You're saying, we're playing the game. If somebody says, we're playing Monopoly, and they put a board down, and they hand you a bunch of money, and they're like, we're doing Monopoly, and you're like, I don't want to fucking play Monopoly. You don't have to. So that's the way I'm looking at it. And I'm not fucking voting, except for I will vote presidential election to get rid of the orange one. But
Frank.
I'm going to go up to the. So I guess I'm the only one here.
Frank,
that's voting tomorrow.
I feel like I could still vote in my area where I came from.
Yeah.
But I run a risk of getting in trouble for it, I found out. Because I left in this like weird spot.
You left in a huff.
Nobody could give me a straight answer as to what would occur.
You were in limbo.
So it would look weird, I guess.
Yeah, so I told my dad and mom, because they're huge, all about voting and stuff. I was just like, look, this time, I voted in everything since I was 18 years old.
Yeah, I have to.
So I can refrain this. I have to. And if you look at where I came from in the part of Columbus, it's all blue.
Right.
It's not, my one vote isn't going to change that to bluer,
Right.
So I feel like I can step back from this one and honestly go, guys, look, I had a situation.
That's because they gerrymandered you.
Yeah.
That percentage, instead of having, cut it off here where they could beat this Republican district and this one. You got to put them all together.
It's red.
Take the votes away from.
It's really weird because it's
else.
like it'll go and it's like red. Oh, red. Oh, where's it red? Oh, where all the nice houses are in Riverfront. Oh, okay. Yeah. Of course, it's red there. It's all about money. It's disgusting. This entire country has went from a true and free democracy, in my opinion, to hey, who has the most money?
Right.
Oh, you don't have any money? Fuck you.
That's true.
Well, do you want to make money? Well, you should work harder. Well, how do I do that? Fuck you.
The work harder thing.
Yeah.
The thing that bothers me the most about the United States of America is this whole idea that you should spend 60% of every day away from your family, the things you love, and contributing to just eliminating our natural resources as fast as we can to make things we don't need. So people can buy them and put them in their stupid places. They're just going to die.
I don't know if you guys feel this, but the older I get, I feel like I'm in a perpetual dick measuring contest.
Yeah.
Like every time I run into somebody I've known that's in our age group, they're like, and I hadn't seen them in a while, they're like, hey, guess what I bought?
Yeah.
And I'll hear it and I'll go, man, I need to buy something bigger than that. And so that's when I run into him, I go, hey, guess what I bought?
Well, you're a homeowner now, so you'll have all kinds of opportunities there.
Yeah, I can run that out for a
got
while.
me a new credenza.
Yeah.
Yep.
Till about 5-6 years from now, and they'll be like, yeah, we fucking know you got a house. Congratulations. Everybody does. We're all in our 40s. You know?
Yeah. I see it more and more.
Yeah.
Definitely people are not, they're ready to tell you what they have.
Yeah, it's
Show it to
What
you.
they can do. Something I learned when I had money was that money talks. Not like I have a lot of money, but when a person like us gets a decent amount of money,
right.
you're like, holy shit, money does talk.
I
didn't even know that. I had experience.
It really does.
The auto mechanic. I won't name which ones, but I went there and they fixed my shit for whatever $10, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll just take a 10 and give him a 20 because it was like, you fixed my starter, which I couldn't get off, and it's now my car starts and I have to push it to start it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I gave him a 20. Next time, gave me a good deal. Next time, oh, even better deal. And now all I have to say is, oh, I'm bringing the car, bye, and take care of it. And I get pushed up in line, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I get preferential treatment. The shit gets done right and fast.
You're living the American dream. You're greasing the wheel.
Yeah.
That's what
And that's
it's
what's
about.
like a little bit extra that
That's what
you
rich
have
people
when
know.
you're not struggling to barely, in the opposite direction where you're like, well, let's see. I got $50. I'm gonna need alternator put on.
Can you throw two tires on there?
One of these tires is just a mouse.
Hey, that look people.
One of the tires is just missing.
Yeah.
I don't know what. It rubs when I turn, but as long as I keep the wheel like this, I mean.
Do you know something you can do? I've had so many cars where, not to change things, but interior lights were out. So I just bought one of those little battery-powered lights and a thing of batteries, and I just stuck it in the middle of the steering wheel and would turn it on to drive at night. So, you know what I mean? And then batteries run out and throw them out the window. Or recycle.
Recycle them. Of course.
Whatever you want to say.
Recycle.
I love that is the
definitely
worst
recycle.
kind of littering.
Yeah.
like batteries.
Oh, I threw
That sounds like
batteries.
some shitty teenagers would do. Hey man, what are you gonna do this weekend? I don't know, maybe toss some batteries out my car window.
Yeah, at least a
I got a whole fucking bag of them, man.
sever head, it would be biodegradable.
Batteries across America.
Johnny Batteries.
Yeah.
Oh god. Anyways, let's get into some music, guys. We got Bundy and the Spins. They just released a new EP. This is called Batwing, and then we'll hear the new Gudger song, Midnight Visions. We'll be right back.
Telling me where I go when I die. I hear your
we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Hey.
Sports Corner.
Do.
I don't know if there's sports, but I throw it to you.
Yeah, sports.
There's got to be sports.
What's on the sports
agenda?
It was probably a week ago, kind of the best time to be a sports fan when the World Series is going on. So you have the beginning of NBA, World Series, and NFL college football all going on at the same time. But most of my team's not doing too well. So Indians got knocked out of the playoffs early.
Sports Corner.
So that was kind of
I like,
the Red Sox won the World Series. Oh, good for them, because Boston never wins anything.
Curso Bambino is
like,
over.
I'm sure there's like an ESPN podcast where they talk about like every sport.
Oh yeah,
it's all just generic.
They get down. They get down.
If Scott's teams are doing bad.
He doesn't give
it's a morose Sports Corner.
They'll get down to like the nitty gritty, like. Well, what size of cup does he wear, Jim? Well, I hear he wears a size 7 so that his balls can breathe. Gives him that extra.
Did you ever wear one of those things?
Oh yeah, that's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I think we all had to at one point.
One of the worst
you
fucking
had to. I
devices.
just took it out.
I remember Pee Wee football, and they're like, you got to keep it in so you keep your marbles, from getting hurt, right? And then I couldn't run. I ran like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So I just took it out too, and I was like, hey, run them marbles, I guess, but I'm going to have to run.
What's worse, the random chance that you might get hit in the nuts or a piece of plastic slapping your nuts as you run?
Well, mine had this like vinyl lining too, so it was like rubbing my balls, and I wasn't quite yet ready for that yet. Yeah. That's a whole other...
Well, yeah, that... And,
that's a whole other issue later.
For football. I played the Pee Wee too, but when we go up to the full NFL action, Who Dey.
Yes. Yeah. Been a couple of Bengals fans.
Yeah,
finally.
Bengals win some games. As a Buckeye fan, you lose one game and your world is collapsed.
Oh God,
that's how it is to be a Buckeye. You're like, we lost one game.
They lost one game, and they're talking about firing their coach, who had won like 22 consecutive games prior to that, or some shit.
Ohio State was?
Yeah, they're like, oh, we got to get rid of him.
Was that the guy they were trying to fire not too long ago?
Yeah, Urban Meyer.
Yeah, I think we went over that one.
Little sports corner, if I could interject. I've been listening to a lot of NPR on my drives to work. And I found out a little thing about Urban Meyer, if you guys didn't know this. Did you know that he's a fucking scumbag? Let me tell you that.
I kind of assumed he was.
Quick story. You guys familiar with the football player Aaron Hernandez, who shot and killed people and went to jail and hung himself, right?
Yep.
Fucking NFL. Urban Meyer is the reason that guy even got in the NFL. He went and got him out of high school early, at 17 years old. They interviewed the principal, forced the principal to sign the paperwork by basically saying, we'll never recruit at your school again if you don't do this, right? They clearly know Aaron Hernandez is, from all accounts, he was mentally not capable of being an adult. He was like stunted in his head, right? Couldn't deal, but they knew that going in. That's why he had so many problems in school. But Urban Meyer still pushed him to Miami, where he coached, right? Or the Herd, right?
Florida Gators.
Florida Gators. I'm sorry. Chomp him. That's what I kept hearing the guy say. Chomp him. But then he fucking, after Aaron Hernandez goes batshit crazy and kills all these people, and it comes back that he fucking like knew that he was deficient. He's like, oh no, I didn't do none of that. I didn't do any of that. So either the principal is lying, which makes absolutely no sense, right?
Yeah.
Or that's something he's been doing for a while and doesn't want people to know.
You know what's even crazier? If you win, if you're a winner, Buckeye fans don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they don't care. But
if you were like to win the national championship, you don't fucking care.
You're supposed to do that.
But I just want to go on the record and say, though, think of how scummy of a human being you'd have to be to put a game over the life of a human being. Like, to know that kid would not survive, but know that he would perpetuate your football game, right? Yeah. And make you a winner.
See, they just
sick you'd have
just
to be
brought back, reinstated the coach from Maryland, who earlier this year, kid died at practice, college football, and he was overseeing, the practices and everything, and the kid died on his watch. They reinstate him. People go crazy. It's just start losing their minds, and then a couple days later, like, okay, well, yeah, he's fired now.
Yeah.
And players were like walking out of meetings and stuff because they're like,
the players,
he may not have been whatever you call it, the player personnel that's supposed to handle that kind of stuff, but you're the coach,
right?
That's your fault. That's why they pay you millions of dollars, is because when shit goes wrong,
it's like the captain of a ship, right?
Yeah.
The Titanic guy, he stayed on the Titanic. You know why? Because he knew that shit was his fault. He was in charge.
Right.
He didn't go push the youngest junior captain and go, you take over, I'll be outside.
Speaking of Titanic, I know this is sports related.
Yeah.
But did I read it right? Are they going to try to do that same trip again
yes.
with another boat?
Titanic 2 in 2020.
There is a movie called Titanic 2 that the exact plot of that is that they try to do this and it fucking fails.
Shut your mouth.
Okay. I swear to God.
For real?
I swear to God. It's a shitty movie. It's made by the group that made Transmorphers.
It's probably because they heard about this happening. Yeah. You know how they like to, like...
Yeah.
They like to get... Oh, was it? Okay, well then... There's no correlation.
My favorite thing about reading the new stuff too is that the very first press release that he does, the guy that's doing it, he's this billionaire. He says, and I swear to God this is true, in the press release, we will also have upgraded all of the life support systems and made them modern. You think, you fucking tool? Of course.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Maybe this time, Jack can stay on the fucking...
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be big enough wood that he can stay on both and live.
A brand new Boeing jet just fell out of the fucking sky.
I heard about that too.
Brand new.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them in America, and they were, instead of course, saying, hey, maybe we should check these out just to make sure. Like, no, there's no reason they're brand new. They're fine.
Yeah,
they're fine.
I saw a video.
It was not Americans that were killed, so...
Yeah, so apparently America didn't care.
Yeah. The whole internet thing, sometimes I'll see a video, I don't know how new it is or not.
Uh-huh.
I saw a video just the other day, I'm assuming it was brand new, a bus went off a bridge.
It was brand new. That just happened. A lady, the guy missed her stop. This is in China. Missed her stop. So the lady runs up and hits the bus driver in the face with her cell phone. Yeah. He goes like any
He's
man.
like hitting her back.
He hits her and goes, get the fuck off me. Loses control. Drives 16 people off of a bridge.
And they only recovered, they recovered almost all of them except for 2 bodies that were still missing. Yeah. But they were all dead.
Yeah, they're all dead.
Can you imagine being on that bus? Like, bitch, sit down! Yeah. And then just fucking dead.
Like, you're just sitting there like, hey, man, my workday was terrible. It can't get any worse.
By the time you as a passenger, by the time you realize something's going on, there's nothing.
Right.
You can't even haunt anybody in that circumstance because everybody's dead, even the bitch that started it.
That's what you needed, though. That's what you needed, though, was a passenger 57 situation, like a Wesley Snipes on that bus. Like, bitch, I'll break your legs.
Wesley Snipes. If anybody wants to get Wesley Snipes to do a personal message for them, I saw a website the other day. $500.
Oh God.
$500. They have all kinds of. Did you look at the website?
Yeah, I was dying laughing. Some of them, I'm like, I would pay $40 to have that kind of stuff.
You can get like Perez Hilton for like $35.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay a dime.
I don't want anything to do with it. Andy Dick's $50.
If I ran into Perez Hilton and he was like, "Hey, let me take your cell phone for free and record a message," I'd be like, "Nah, I'm good, bro."
I imagine, like Brett the Hitman Hart's on there. The guy that's approaching these celebrities, it's got to be really like, I can't even imagine what the guy looks like. You got to go up and be like, hey,
Right. Hey, Dolph Lundgren.
The obvious thing that you could do is, as long as they weren't that expensive, is to, we'll just buy one at a time to say, you're watching this on TakeOver TV.
But like $500 for Wesley Snipes, like
that would be a nice plug because he's in Blade and Blade is fucking badass.
I would want him to do it in the Tu Wong Fu voice,
but
I would want him to list off all of his credits because if I'm paying $500, I want to hear them all.
This is Wesley Snipes. You might recognize me from my films such as Passenger 57, 2-1 Foo. That one with Woody Harrelson where we robbed the train.
Demolition Man.
White Man Can't Jump.
Demolition Man. Demolition Man, my most popular one.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get into some music, guys. Did you have more sports? Because we kind of veered away from sports.
We veered away.
Yeah, I was like, I had to even get to the saddest part of the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
We need to get to the saddest part, which is the Cavaliers.
Oh, yeah.
Losing LeBron.
Yeah, so they're like 10 games out. I think they've won one game.
Yeah.
We've won one game out of 10.
Oh, boy.
So we went from best, well, not best, because Warriors.
But
beat
still,
us last 2 years.
Number 2 is better than 0.
Like we went in contention to just awful and unwatchable. Even Kevin Love is out.
One time
we're close enough to Cleveland that people still ask for. We still put them on.
Oh, I went to a BW3 and they were
on.
like, "Can we just watch Kevin Can Wait?"
No,
I'm just kidding. That didn't happen. But it would have been funny if it did. Cleveland fans,
let's get into some music, guys. We got some Mummula coming up.
Love those guys.
A little clip from Hillbilly Therapy. That's a podcast on our network. And then we'll be back, I guess. I don't have nothing else to say. Yeah, we'll be back.
Watch your step. This always got a crick to it. Is there something in the attic? Or is it just grandma? Oh, downstairs. No, you don't want to go down there. There's nothing but a wine cellar. Or am I wrong? Hysteria, that's right. Close all the doors, turn out the lights. Do you fight? Do you fly? What's the use in saying good night? Wow, the master bedroom, silent as a tomb. Tonight's just another full moon. It'll all be over soon. I should have known. She said, "Don't change those locks. Told us what's in the box." I think it's a hand. Hysteria, that's right. Close all the doors, turn out the lights. Do you fight? Do you fly? What's the use in saying good night? Hey, hey, what's fair to you? Hey, hey, what's fair to me? Hey, hey, what's fair is true. What's the use in saying good night?
The ghosts are waiting, so won't you join me in the house on Haunted Hill? With the human heads without bodies, mysterious pools of blood dripping from the ceiling. The walls move slowly in against you. Hurry, or you'll be late for your own funeral.
Hey, hey, what's fair to you? Hey, hey, what's fair to me? Hey, hey, what's fair is true. What's the use in saying good night? Hysteria! By God! Close all the doors, turn out the lights. Do you fight? Do you fly? What's the use in saying good night?
Ladies and gentlemen, another episode of Hillbilly Therapy. We made it to episode 5. So, I am Jake Hill.
I'm Dan Fraley.
It's time to get down to business. But we made it to week 5. We had 2 weeks of a little bit of controversy. First we had the Colin Kaepernick stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had their kids lazy.
Well, yeah.
Turns out, you call kids lazy on the internet, they will let you know they're not. So,
Yeah, but they're going to do it with their thumbs, and it's just not,
Yeah, well, ironically, with the cell phones, it made it easier for them to complain about us. But luckily, we're still on there, and we're here to help. But we're going to stay away from controversy this week. Woo! What are the laws of owning birds of prey in a duplex apartment in Ohio? Okay.
That was highly detailed.
No kidding. Birds of prey. I've never heard that.
Oh yeah, I've heard the term. I've never heard anyone wanting to own one, but I've
Yeah,
heard of the
like-
term.
Birds of prey. Like an eagle?
Eagle.
Or like a falcon?
Something that, yeah, falcon definitely. Something that's good. Something that could peck your eyes out or eat a small varmint. One of the two.
Are owls considered birds of prey?
Technically, yes. They do eat smaller animals.
Okay, so
yeah. They're
Okay.
and they're creepy looking as hell, so that doesn't help.
okay. I'm gonna slightly give this person the benefit of the doubt that maybe they're just wanting an owl, and that's.
I will not give them the benefit of this doubt.
I was like, that's my problem. I was like, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, but I don't think that's what they're looking. They want a falcon.
I think they want to be
They
like
want
a super villain.
Yes.
They want to be a super villain because it starts with like a weird animal and it ends with like an eye patch and a skull layer. That's usually where it goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure this is the start of me and Dan actually having to become superheroes to now go fight.
Yeah.
The bird.
The bird questioner, whatever the hell he call
The
himself.
bird.
He was just the bird man.
The
He'd have
bird,
some
just
weird
the bird.
name. Yeah, the bird.
He's
He'd be
just
like
the bird.
He'd be a third-rate Batman villain, but he would be really into it.
He's just the bird.
The bird.
But I honestly don't even know. Why did this person think that I would know the laws of wanting to own a falcon? That is a weird part.
He found out last week he watched the Gilmore Girls, and he thought there's more things he didn't know about you.
That's fair. It's got to be it. He's like, if he likes Quantum Leap and Gilmore Girls, I bet this dude wants to own a falcon.
You are listening to ZTO Radio.
All right, we're back. ZTO Radio. And I wanted to talk about how people are getting offended by the American Pie movies. Have you seen that?
No. Offended?
Yeah, well...
About a guy who puts his wiener in a pie? That's the whole joke?
But that pie represents
I went in
America.
expecting a mortal title.
That's a communist tale of somebody fucking America. That's what's going on there.
The problem is evidently the filming of and broadcasting over the internet of that sex, the bedroom scene with the girl.
Oh, yeah, where they're on the internet, the webcam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out, people.
Because she's supposed to be a high school girl.
Well, if you want to be offended, I will give you a list of movies.
I mean,
Pink Flamingos will offend you. I mean, anything.
Revenge of the Nerds will offend you.
Still a good movie, though.
Still a great movie. Animal House, if you're a fucking prude, will offend you. There's a rape joke. Oh, Jesus. It was the 50s. They thought rape was funny. I don't know. I don't think it's funny. Kinda. It was kind of funny. You got to see it. If you haven't seen Animal House,
these people
you watch it. And then you tell me. You tell me. America, you tell me. If you don't like that,
they would pass out if they ever watched Blazing Saddles.
Oh, Jesus.
They would just faint. Oh.
This is the thing, though, about young people. I'm surprised they're watching the American Pie because it came out, I guess, late '90s, early 2000s.
That's like a vintage movie for them.
Yeah, but I know kids that I work with that won't fucking watch anything from the '80s because they say it doesn't look real. I'm like, yeah, not everything was filmed with HD hand cams, you chode bag.
Well, I mean, shit, nothing looks real now, anyways.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everything looks like a goddamn cartoon.
Yeah, the only reason that it would be any difference in it, I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. I might have had a little pain pill before I came.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The doc said it's probably good for you. Got a little anti-inflammatory. It's like a little tiny little dose, but since I never do them, I'm
you said you put the lime in the coconut.
Yeah, you put the lime in the coconut. You drink them both up.
You drink them both together.
Guess it makes me feel like I've been drinking a little bit. That's about what it does to me.
It makes me feel like I'm faster, stronger, better.
Yeah.
I don't hurt as much though.
But you brought some topics already.
I did.
What do you got?
We already. I had one where I just wrote down. I was going to look at you guys and go, "You voting, bro?" But we already did that. But if I could talk about two separate things, we'll do the first one, then maybe do some music.
Right.
Then we come back. If I could do my final one.
Yeah.
Okay. But the first thing I want to say is, you guys know I watch a lot of TV and movies. That's my thing. I fucking love it. Right. So for 6 years, I've been watching this show on Netflix called House of Cards.
Right.
Kevin Spacey. It's a political drama.
I've seen the first couple seasons.
Robin Wright, yeah, a lot of other famous actors.
The one that played Jenny in Forrest Gump.
Yeah, if you're a hound like I am a political hound. It's really it was interesting. It was over the top. It had crazy storylines. It was very much a soap opera for people who like politics.
Right.
And it was dark and gritty. It was like shit you had never saw before, but you know these fuckers do stuff like this, right? Well, anyways, so Kevin Spacey, clearly, final season, starts to roll around the film. Clearly, he can't come back because of his raping of boys. Allegedly.
So what happens with him now?
Well, they just killed him. So like,
I mean, he's gone forever.
Yeah. So
in the world.
The whole show, 6 years, revolves around his character Frank Underwood and his rise to power. Right.
Yeah.
The final episode of season 5, spoiler alert, is his wife takes the power away from him and becomes president of the United States. Basically, tells him to fuck off, which would have been a perfect ending in my book, right? Mm-hmm. No. They had an idea for that character to come back maybe and get her one last time, but he couldn't. So instead of just ending it like you would, these money-grubbing assholes write something that doesn't make any fucking sense, okay?
Just have another season.
They have one more season, 8 episodes, to end it, if you will. And Robin Wright is the main character now, because Frank Underwood died mysteriously. And you find out in the last episode how he died, and it's fucking uneventful. You're like, oh, well, that makes sense, but it's stupid, you know? And it just ends on this crazy note, and I'm going to spoil it for everyone because I don't want you to watch it. I think it's a waste of your fucking time.
I already gave up on it, so I'm good.
Robin Wright's character, this whole time, they had this right-hand guy named Doug Stamper, who was their go-to guy to do all their dirty work, right?
Oh, yeah.
He took the fall
Michael Cohen.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He took the fall for Frank, Kevin Spacey's character, for some shit, gets out of prison. She's supposed to pardon him as president, doesn't, right? So the whole last season is this cat and mouse game. He gets into the White House, gets into the fucking main room of the White House, right? The,
Oval Office?
Yeah, the Oval Office.
Okay.
Tries to stab her in the fucking neck with like a letter opener. She turns the tables on him, kills him in the fucking Oval Office. The last frame is her looking up and goes, "The pain's over now." A waste of 8 hours of my life. It didn't match anything. Frank Underwood was such a necessary character for this show that they said his name probably 2,000 times in 8 episodes. So 8 hours worth of TV.
Yeah.
They kept going, Francis Underwood, Frank Underwood, Frank Underwood. Francis Underwood would have. Frank Underwood would have said this.
Right.
And at the end of it, I was like, yeah, they should have just recast him.
Right.
Right? Who gives a fuck who plays him? But he was clearly pivotal.
They've
right?
done that shit before on things.
So I want to say to Netflix, and they're not listening, but if they were, fuck you. You know? Like, don't waste my fucking time with this shit. Don't do stuff like that. If any of your actors get into fucking sex trouble, just cancel the show and quietly go on, okay?
Just let it go.
Yeah.
What about...
So that's my
is that you? How you feel about Connors?
I like it a lot.
You know... She didn't get into sex trouble, you know? She said some racist shit.
It's just like a specific kind of
she
trouble.
Didn't rape nobody.
She's like, okay, let me put it in like years.
Okay.
Each offense, like a celebrity offense, put amount of years before they come back. Like they come back doing something really great,
right?
And then everybody kind of forgets about that. How many years do you think
Kevin
Spacey and then Roseanne?
Well, Kevin Spacey, the rest of his natural life, he can't come back. He can't come back.
He's like
raping
really,
kids.
really old, and he does something really, really good. I think he'll get a standing ovation somewhere.
You think that at some point somebody's going to be like, "Look, he fucked kids," but seriously,
Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson.
He was saying.
Never. Well, I mean, I guess it was all.
He paid kid. You don't pay a kid to shut up.
So I'll put 25 years on Kevin Spacey.
All right. Well, people on a daily basis. If you say you don't like Michael Jackson, are you crazy?
My thing about Roseanne, it was a smart play on their part because you can't control that lady. Like,
yeah, she's a loon.
She's a loon, and they knew that going in, right? So to me,
let him be a loon.
To me, if you're going to employ all these people and your entire livelihood is going to be based on the next few years of whether or not this lunatic shows up, they did it with Charlie Sheen. You know, you get rid of people that are the problem. But the thing about this, I was against it at first. I'll be honest with you. I said fuck that. But when I watched it, I've always loved John Goodman as Dan Connor. I think he's amazing.
The first episode of The Connors that features really highlights Jackie.
Oh yeah,
where she's got she figured the whole kitchen out to where the coffee pot needs to go in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
And then she says something like, "Well, we'll just run a pipe right up the middle. We can paint it whatever color we want. It'll match the wallpaper."
Yeah.
I'm like, genius. And then and then every episode that I've watched since,
it's been fantastic.
And I'm sitting here going, it's not Roseanne that made that show. It was the cast, and it was also
the stories,
the writing.
Yes, the writing.
Very good writers.
I agree. And if you don't like, Roseanne, you're not going to like. If you didn't like the original show, you're not going to like that format anyway. So
it's amazing that they maintained the same tone, the same spirit of the show, without her at all.
Well, my other thing was, I know you guys don't watch The Walking Dead. I haven't watched it for seasons, but they were going to kill off the main character, who's the fucking main character. Like, it's like adapting Huckleberry Finn and killing off Huck Finn in season 5. And then
Tom Sawyer.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, like Huck Finn had his own series of books. You know, they weren't as good, but I'm just I just use that as an example. It's been like, well, Jim's going to die in season 3, and then Huck's going to bite it, and then we're going to focus on Aunt Nan over here. No. So, well, what they did though, because I read about it last night because I was so fucking curious and I refused to watch it, is they saved him at the last minute by mysterious people flying a helicopter in and taking him off. And he's just going to be out there in the ether.
Right.
And they're going to do 3 movies. You know why? This to me blew my mind. He wanted to be close to his kids. So he didn't want to be out of London. Well, I got to tell you, I'd like, if I had kids, to be close to them. But when I agree to do a job, I got to fucking go do that job. That's how your kids live and eat and, have lights and shit, But you're going to run... Your main character of your show, I would have told him, hey, you know what? You can have all the time you want with your kids. Because we just recast you with Dustin Hoffman or whoever the fuck. You know what I mean? Bye-bye. Like you can't get somebody else to be Rick Grimes. It's only Andrew Lincoln. We can't get another dark-haired guy with a big nose and a terrible accent. There's 9,000 of them, you know? I didn't even know who that fucking guy was until that show.
And I saw you had posted about this on Facebook, and somebody had compared it to the last few seasons of The Office, the American Office.
Which I actually liked. You and I had talked about this. Yeah.
That season those last seasons without Michael Scott are really underrated. People gave up. There was a hiccup there.
Yeah.
I think the problem was when they brought in Will Ferrell.
There were too many hands going.
They were doing that who's going to be the next boss thing. If they would have just transitioned right into Robert California.
Because they did Idris Elba, remember? And then Kathy Bates.
Yeah.
And then, you're right.
And Kathy Bates was working in there with...
Right, but she was pretty funny. But then they had like that contest with all these people. And,
But that's where people fell off.
But you're right. After James Spader takes Robert California to that,
it's great.
They did I'll tell you the episode too. Pool party episode at his house.
Yeah,
that won me over. I was like, this guy's fucking hilarious.
And the line that I remember from that episode is when Oscar goes, "I am Bacchus, god of wine." It's like so weird and out of character for him.
But those people were funny. It's writing. It's like you said. You can do anything as long as you got good writing.
And Dwight and Jim were there the whole time. Right. They were Michael Scott was funny, but I was more into Dwight and Jim. Dwight made me laugh so fucking hard. There was one, I can't remember what episode it is, but he says he's going to out all the gay people because who would know? Who's going to know? Whose penis will open up and encompass the other one, or something like that. He says some line like that. But
and that's true too. Like, who was disappointed when they canceled the idea for Shoot Farms?
Oh, me!
I was super pissed off
because that pilot kind of episode they did,
was funny.
Was great. Yeah. Of course, who knows what that would have meant for like. What's that? Silicon Valley, because that dude would have been indisposed probably. Anyways, let's get into some music and then we'll come right back. I've got a hardcore band here. I didn't write down where they're from, but they're called Crowd Deterrent. And then we're gonna hear some Lung from Cincinnati. We'll be right back. And we're back.
We're back.
We're back. What's your next topic?
Well,
Randy?
my final topic, I'd like to discuss Malcolm X.
Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wait, is it?
And I knew that was going to
Is it
get
Black
you.
History Month or something?
February is.
No, we're prepping
But I tell
for
you,
it.
here's why I bring him up, because I've been watching a lot of history stuff lately on the History Channel, and then it made me want to rewatch. I saw one of his speeches, and I wanted to, so I bought the DVD of Malcolm X.
You would buy that.
Yeah.
That's something you would order on a whim.
And I don't think Malcolm X gets enough credit in society. Like, everybody talks about Martin Luther King all the time, you know, and he was, no, I'm not taking anything away.
Yeah.
But Malcolm X, he was so right about so many things, and people discredited him, and I want to talk about it.
It's because he went after the liberals too.
Well, yeah, he fucking shoved the shit back into everybody's face. So I just want to kind of lay out Malcolm X, if you're not familiar, right? He started out as an immoral guy. He was a pimp. This is all true. He was a drug dealer, a hustler, right? When he literally was running every kind of fucking terrible thing he could do, scams.
Some of them ain't terrible.
Then he gets arrested, goes to prison. Yeah, some of them are terrible. But for that illegal,
yeah.
right? Then he goes to prison, and he meets this guy who starts speaking about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who is this prophet in the Muslim faith at the time. And so he starts to buy into the bullshit. So it's like, to me, it's a layer of like a guy who already knew how to be a con man, seeing this con and knowing that he can take that con and make it his own, right?
Right.
But here's the rub, because this is a part of the story that I don't think it gets enough credit. He starts to con people, but then he starts to look at it and go, there's something to this. This guy's full of shit, this Muhammad guy, or Honorable Elijah Muhammad, not the Prophet Muhammad. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm very sorry. I love him. He's great. Big fan. Right up there with Jesus. Yeah, right up there with JC. I think he's a little better, actually. But, all right, so... But I want to say...
Cut that out.
We didn't draw it, man.
Yeah, we didn't draw it. Not this time, but you can check YouTube, and I've got some drawings on there. But anyway, so... he starts to look at this and go, well, maybe these white people were right, and you know, all this stuff that we said segregation, maybe it should happen, maybe our race should part, right? Then something else happens to him, okay? Because he starts preaching that. In the movie, there's this great scene where Denzel Washington's walking up and he's become like this amazing public figure, and this white girl's holding this book, and she's like, "Sir, I'm not like the rest of the whites. Is there anything I can do to help?" And he looks her right in the eye and goes, "Nope," and walks right on. Because he's like, "No, we got our own shit and plans and problems, right? And we're going to fix them. Right. We don't need your fucking help, right?" So I liked that. That made me laugh, because it's a very true statement. Like, no, you've caused enough problems. We will handle it from here, right? But anyway, but my favorite part of this movie is when he goes to Mecca, and it's the first time in this guy's life. He's seen all this horrible shit. He's bought into bullshit. He's been a con artist. He's believed his own shit. Then he sees the truth. And the truth is this, that it doesn't matter where you come from or anything like that. If you believe in a set of values or ideals, you can be on the same level as somebody. You don't have to have the nicest things or be a Christian or a Muslim. He worshipped in this scenario with white guys who are whiter than I am, who came over from, you know, Britain and were stationed in South Africa, you know, as well, who were Muslim and converted, and he gets a different perspective. Then he comes back in 1964, I believe it is, and he distanced himself from that crazy rhetoric, and he goes, maybe I was wrong. It's the first guy that I've seen in these groups of guys like this that went, maybe I didn't look at this in the right way. Maybe we can all live together, but we can set up different ground rules, and maybe we can do this all together. Mm-hmm. And it pissed off, you know, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, right? Yeah. And in 1965, he is told by several of his bodyguards, you got to cancel this big event you're having. People are going to kill you. And he still did it. And the reason I thought, and he died in front of his children and his wife and all these people. And I think his point was this: there is something that's worth dying for in this world, and that is your own idealism. What you believe is right. If you believe it enough, you should step up to the plate and live those convictions. And I think it's a very interesting takeaway from his whole life as somebody who's seen. I've lived dirt poor. I've lived well. I've been around a bunch of different people in my life. I've been lucky to see that. But to step back for a minute and go, right now in this country, you have people that are saying that we're better than other people, that we can't live together. That same rhetoric has come back around. Here we are, 40 plus years later, 50 plus years later, right? 40, I guess. But it's wrong. It was wrong then. It's wrong now, and it's taken people to stand up and die for their convictions. And I think it's time for us to all go, hey, what the fuck are we doing?
And in case anybody didn't understand that, you're not saying that you should care about something enough to kill for it.
No.
But to sacrifice, and not that doesn't mean that you are dying by cop after you kill a bunch of people. Don't ever do that.
I'm just saying, like
if
I'm
you
saying
got to
that,
kill for something, that's a different.
My thoughts are
about.
These people that are saying that these migrants are coming up in this caravan and they're going to be terrible people. They're the same people that go to church on a Sunday and talk about how Jesus is going to give the earth to the meek. These are the meek. You don't get any more meek than running from fucking terrible regimes with the clothes on your back and knocking on somebody's door. Read the fucking Bible. Read your own text. When people would come and knock on your door, Jesus was born in an inn, guys. They didn't have any room, so the guy let him sleep in the barn. This is the kind of sacrifice I'm talking about. I'm talking about saying, maybe it will change our country to let these people in. Or maybe it won't. But what's the harm in harboring them and giving them a safe bed for the night? That's all I'm saying. And then they decide where to go from there.
Well, you see, the ruling class will keep us subdued by making sure that some of us don't live up to standard. Because you got to make sure some of us as Americans don't live up to the standard. That way you can use the argument that, well, if you can't take care of these people, why you take care of those?
Right.
And they don't, it's not mutually exclusive. I know that. But it could also, it could be two different things. You don't have to have one without the other.
Right. You can also say, in that same thing, like you're saying, the migrants, we need to take care of them. We need to make sure they have a safe place. We need to make sure that our veterans are better taken care of. But these people in power, I want to remind everybody, these guys that are talking shit about these caravan people, they've been in Congress, in the House and Senate for 40 plus years, most of them. Have they once done anything to fucking help the veterans in that time period? They've had an awful lot of time. They've been in power several times.
Bernie Sanders got a bill passed.
Right.
And his original, he wants to pass these bills and people from both parties say no.
Right.
And it's like, well, you thought you liked veterans.
Right.
This is exactly what they need. And you're saying, I don't
Republican
know.
and right-wing people are the first to send people's children to die in foreign soil, and they're the last to pay for it at the end when those people come back with fucked up legs, missing arms and eyes, PTSD, or PTSD, and they go, well, boy, that's some shit. But hey, ain't war hell,
Yeah.
But when they should be paying those people more money and getting them help and having that billions of dollars that we just spent on fucking boats, or what have you for the military, should go back into healthcare for those people and homes.
Yeah.
And setting up apartment complexes where they can transition with other fucking veterans and look at the world in a different way and understand that. Have understanding, sympathetic people. What I'm saying is, your convictions don't matter if you don't practice what you preach. That's my point.
And I'm going to say it again. I said it earlier. It's controversial. If you want to make a change, stop putting your fucking tokens on the game board. Let's say we're not going to vote anymore because we don't want to play this. We want you to reevaluate the situation. But not enough people are going to fucking do that. So vote or whatever. Do whatever you want. I don't care.
What I would like to see is they sent 10,000 troops down to the border.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see 20,000 Americans take vacations and go down to the border and welcome them. Hold up signs saying, this isn't us. Because these people only see what's broadcast to them. They think this orange fuck represents the majority of us, which is completely wrong. It's a small sect of people that are insane.
All the things that you see, whether it's on no matter what news front it is, it's geared heavy one way or the other.
Yeah.
And most people in the United States of America are floating around in the middle. We don't know what to fucking feel about anything anymore because half the time I agree with the liberal side of things, and half the time I wouldn't say conservative, but more apprehensive about how far we're going down that pipeline.
Yeah. And a lot of my friends and family, they're just trying to put fucking food on the table for their own families.
Most of the time.
And it's not that they don't care, it's that they don't have time to care because these people have put us in a position where if you don't work your life away, you can't accomplish anything.
Yeah. And you have to look at the commonality, what the people in control are doing, because when you say left versus right as people, person to person, that's a whole different thing.
Exactly.
You're not paid to have, you might agree with most of that, but you're not paid to defend that position at all costs.
No.
Which is what you see on TV. That's this person that's defending this and this person that's defending that, and you get no answers out of the whole thing.
Right.
They're talking, it doesn't matter what you say, they either can't admit something, can't answer a question. You lose all honesty.
It's
the problem with the two-party system is you have that argument where that's what we're watching.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, they're both like, well, okay, we agree that we should be at war. We agree that we should give tax cuts to the rich. We should agree that there should be money in politics, which is the problem that this all kind of stems from. But they agree on all that stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, fight over these things. Well, ha ha. Ha ha.
How many people have you told? How many people have you had tell you just this voting season, this voting cycle, what your best interests are? Because that's all I've had happen.
Oh yeah.
My union, which is a thing that I cannot opt out of. I could not work at my place of employment without being a part of the union, which kind of is fucked up to me because I thought unions were like, hey, we're the people,
right?
Instead of you got to be with us. Yeah. It's more of a
True.
Fuck that thing.
Unions are more like the mafia.
They'll
get you the job, but fuck you pay.
Overall, they do more good than harm. But in a place like you're working a retail place, if it's a union factory or something, that you might get a lot more pay and benefits and stuff out of it. But they
don't ever do much for me.
It's not, in your level.
And they're trying to tell me who I should vote for. Like I've ever based my vote on anything other than my own personal beliefs and whatever.
I watch a lot of TV. I don't know who to vote for. I know who not to vote for.
Right.
Don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know who not to vote for. I know Mike DeWine. Yeah. And then they said, what's his name? He left 12,000 rape kicks untested, leaving serial rapists roaming the streets. I'm like, okay, number one, if he didn't test them, how do they know it's a serial rapist? Because they don't know that it could be 12,000 different things.
There
if he didn't test them. So it's like, it's not one guy that did it 12,000 times.
At the end of the day, they pinned that shit on Rich Cordray like he had any hand in it at all. He wasn't even aware of it until after he left office. They
got him on the bad economy because he took over when the market crash happened. He's like, oh, he lost this many jobs per month. They didn't tell you, that happened during the financial crisis.
And I don't want to sound like I support him, but fuck him too. You know what I mean?
For real, yeah. I like Sherrod Brown.
Yeah.
As the senator, I don't think he's going to lose. So I don't think that's a.
But Mike DeWine, I actually was told by some people I work with that I should vote for him because he's complacent and won't try to shut my work down because I work in a certain industry that some people don't like. And I go, well, that's not a reason to vote for him. I mean, I don't want to lose my job, but at the same time, he's a fuckbag. Why would I vote for him? You know what I mean? He might keep my job and fuck up everything else about my life.
But anyways, guys, let's get into some more music. I got Dark Spring from Cleveland, a song called Obsolete. And then we're going to take a listen to an old TakeOver clip featuring your Canadian tit job story.
You seem to be liking that one.
That's a favorite all for years. But then we're going to hear some Sweaty Mammoth, and we'll be back.
Inside the real thing.
but I ended up going on a trip to Canada. And they had this big casino in Windsor. You guys probably heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can drink and when you're younger. So we were up there partying.
How many years ago was this?
About 4 years ago.
4 years.
Yeah. So I'm 31 now. I would have
So after you moved to Columbus.
26. Yeah. I just got a little bankroll established.
Oh, nice.
Bankroll.
Did the skip tracing, which you've done.
Yeah.
And then I moved my way up to collections. And then
Living off people's blood, yes.
Yes, I am a vampire. I am a vampire.
I am a vampire.
But anyway, so we're in Windsor. If you've never been there, how it's basically set up, there's the casino in the middle of the town, right? Then everything else around it is to get you fucked up enough or ruined enough to go back to the casino and gamble. So there's bars, strip clubs, outer layers of restaurants, right? So it's like a square. It's more and more decadence the closer you get or the further away. It's
when you
like
get to
getting
the center,
you there.
it's
when
like
you're there,
there's a portal to
it's just
the netherworld.
It's fucking like everything you can imagine. It's like Sin City. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. So it's like northern Sin City. All right.
Okay.
So anyway, so after we gambled, I won about $400 or $500 Canadian dollars, which aren't real money. It's like it's fucking ridiculous looking. It looks. I mean, it seriously looks like just some kid with a crayon. It's like, there's our money. It's horrible.
God.
So I take.
You won the $500 gambling.
Yes, and not like playing high stakes poker or anything, but I stood around and I watched how roulette was played, and I started making large bets.
Jesus,
and I won.
Maybe you should go to Vegas and try to do this for real.
I went to Vegas.
Were you wearing a suit?
No. I had on like a t-shirt and flip-flops and shorts, dude.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I looked like
a
regular tourist. But anyway, so I won this money, and I don't get a thrill out of gambling. It makes me nervous, so I'm cool enough to walk away.
A lot of shit makes you nervous.
It does. I'm uncomfortable. I'm generally uncomfortable all the time, but. Yeah, so when I won that, I hit that 2 in a row, and it was like $400 I was up. I'm like, fuck this, I'm done. So I cashed out all my chips.
Yeah, we ain't nuts. I mean, we get $500. Fuck it.
Yeah, so all my buddies that were there, people I had met at OSI and other companies. Well, I don't know if you can say that, but it's not even a company anymore. So anyways, in collections, there were 4 or 5 of us that all went up there. They're like, hey, I heard about this street, two streets over, where there's a massage parlor.
Oh my god.
Massage.
Check it out. Yeah, when you do that with your hand, that ain't no.
Yeah, that's an insinuation.
That's not a background.
So I was like, all right, let's go find this, because I've always wanted to walk into one just to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like, is it like
just to see what it looks
So we find a place. I mean, it took us a little while. We find it. I walk in ahead because none of these schmoes I'm with are like, oh yeah, I'm going to be the first one in. They talked a big game, but they did.
You walk in like, I'm a man, damn it.
I walked in like
my dick.
I owned the place. I was like, bleep, what's up, ladies? But let me describe it for you real quick.
Yeah.
You walk in this main room, there's couches, like sectionals. There's an older lady sitting on the couch, and then there's a receptionist. So I walked over to the receptionist and I said, I'd like to get a massage. How do I go about that?
And you just, how did you not laugh right there?
I was kind of, drunk a little, but I was like, I'm like, I've just had confidence.
Get my dicks.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to see what's happening. So I want to see how far.
Did someone tell you before this that they do this thing?
They just said, I talked to a guy in the casino who said that there's a massage parlor that massages. And he did the gesture. That's why I was
like, oh my God.
And I'm like, all right, I want to go see it. So we're there. So I signed this little thing. I wrote a fake name down.
God, happy
I don't remember what it was. It was like Johnny something. Smith, probably. And then you give them 40 Canadian dollars and you sit on this couch. While you sit on the couch, the old lady's that's sitting next to you starts to ask you a couple of questions like, what do you prefer, tall girls, short girls? So you give her a little information. She disappears for about a minute.
What did you go with?
I went with a tall girl. I like tall girls. I always have. I like girls that are taller than me. It's a little.
Do they like short guys?
I don't really care. For me, it's like a power
trip. He's paying $40.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, I haven't got to the real money yet. All right,
okay.
So there's that.
That's to get you in the door, sir.
There's that many there to where you could be like.
Yeah, there's rooms. I'm not exaggerating, Josh. There are rooms.
I want a tall with a perm.
All the way back. There are rooms like down this hallway went on forever, and then there was another hallway. It looked like it came back in like a U. I'm not kidding.
God.
And there are all these rooms occupied by ladies, I would imagine. Like, I mean, I only saw the
Waiting for
one that
you.
came. These girls came out. There were like 3 or 4, and they were in that order that I said I liked.
Oh my god!
And so I picked one. I was like, I'll have a massage from this.
Whoa! Let's back this up.
Yeah. So
let's back this crazy train up.
Yeah.
These women walked out, and you.
Yeah, I pointed like in their general direction. Like she's like, "Which one do you want to go with?"
Didn't you feel bad for the other ones?
No, I didn't feel bad. They're fucking prostitutes. Of course, I don't feel bad for that.
I bet they were like, shucks.
Yeah. Like, oh no, not. I didn't get to get with that short, fat, fucking Austrian-looking fella. Dog, no. So the one
You're
girl.
Austrian?
No, I was just.
Okay, all right.
I was just making it up in their crazy head.
You're Australian?
Yeah, Australian. So anyway, so I go to this room. One of my other friends had walked in prior to me, the girls coming out. So he was going to do it too. And so I told him what he needed to do. And then I disappeared with this girl. We go in this room. I'm not lying.
She leads you to
She
a
leads
room.
me to a room, and we open the door, and it's like a tiki themed room. Everything in it was teak, right? And there's this little fucking there's this little fucking bed.
Everything's bamboo.
It was like it was like bamboo stuff.
She wearing
There's a little waterfall.
Oh well.
She was French Canadian.
Did it smell like
we
coconut?
talked about her heritage because she had this really hot accent.
You talked to her.
Oh, I talked to her. I made her work for her money.
Oh my god.
But so anyways, long story short, we negotiated a price. Like she's like, for me to actually touch your body with this amazing oil, I would have to get another 80 Canadian dollars and then whatever you want to tip. So 80 plus 40, that's 120 Canadian, and I gave her a $50 tip.
Wow.
Okay.
Right, so
Because again, I won all that money.
That's
It's all free money.
$170.
You wanted a hand job.
Shit, I would have told her too.
Well, I didn't give her the tip right then. Here's what happened.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, I'll tip. You tip after. You leave it laying on this little like coin thing.
Yeah.
So anyways, she's like, get naked. I'll be back.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, get naked. Now I'm starting to get concerned.
Yeah.
Because is this a sting operation?
They can't massage you with your clothes on.
Well, no, but the way she said get naked, it just had this overtone to it. It was weird. It was a weird situation.
Well,
Wasn't
like,
it wasn't a dude. Did you ever see her vagina?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Because she came back in. She came back in this sheer, like, it looked like a bathing suit, but you could see through it. Everything you could see through.
Wow.
And then she oiled me down. Yeah, whoa, this is horrible.
Yeah, horrible.
That's awful. I thumbed my nose.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she has me lay face down. I take my boxer shorts off because I still got them on. Because I'm still not sure how naked is naked.
What kind of boxer shorts were they?
Oh, they look like like boxing.
Oh,
like,
they didn't have like.
They look like
bass?
Rocky Balboa would have wore to fight.
You were.
Yeah, it was like
a
real
fucking
boxer
prize fighter.
shorts.
Weren't you?
Yeah.
I agree, Ray. How naked is too naked?
Yeah.
I mean, if you come in and your dick is out,
Yeah,
I mean, she'd
and
be
fully
like, whoa.
erect. I'm like, whoa, that's not
Call
what I
the
meant.
cops.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking weird.
Yeah, exactly. So how
You
naked
left
is
your-
You wanted to leave her. You wanted to let her in on the show.
That's right.
You wanted to give her a show.
I wanted to give her a show. So
All right, we slow down. This might take more than 4 minutes.
oh man, all right.
Oh, yeah. So you left your boxers on, and
Right,
then
I'm
she
sitting on
comes
the
in.
bed like this when she comes in.
She
and
comes in with this
She comes in
bikini right
with
away.
this bikini, like she's been gone like 4 or 5 minutes.
And changed. She didn't have that on
She didn't
before.
have it on before. She had like a regular sundress on.
Jesus.
And then so she's holding this plate too. There's all these oils on it. Weird
She
shit.
could have just took that plate and threw it right out of her hands. What do you mean?
She sat it down and then she was like, get naked. I thought I said naked. And I was like, all right. So
She really said it
yeah,
that time.
fucking
so I'm like, I got up and I pulled my boxer shorts
how
off.
did you do that?
I just kind of turned to the side because I know that's my best profile.
So, were you enlarged?
Hold on, ladies.
Were you enlarged at this point?
No, because I was so nervous.
Oh, so it's still
I was-
flaccid, and you don't want her to be
Right,
seeing
I don't
that.
want her to see that at all.
Oh my
Did you
god!
give it a little pull?
So, well, once I laid down on those, she told me to lay.
Nervous or not, how
Yeah.
do you control that thing?
Well, here's what happened. I laid down face down on the little tiki bed.
And she hasn't seen your
She
wiener
hasn't
yet.
seen my wiener, like unless she was staring real hard. So I'm laying down. She straddles me, takes the top off, so pulls it down.
Straddles your back.
Like straddles my back, takes her top off, rubs the oil on her tits as she's talking to me, and I'm laying like this. talking to her.
Oh my god.
Over my shoulder. And she's like, "You are you ready for this?" And give me little weird like things, and I'm like, "Oh, sure."
Oh
so she starts to rub her tits on my back.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, "Oh, this is awesome." And then so then
now do you have hair on that back?
Not back then. I don't. No, I don't. I'm fucking 32 years old. Of course I got hair.
4 years, hair sprouts all of a sudden.
Yeah, it looks
I
like.
don't believe that,
dude. I will show you after this
How
is
old
over.
are you?
32.
So at 28, hair sprouted.
Yeah, like, and it's in my ears now too. It's fucking.
So it waited
beautiful.
for you to have tits rubbed on your back and then hair
Well,
sprouted.
not at that moment.
So that's what it did.
You can, I mean, I never noticed hair on my back. So if there was hair there, I never saw it until
there.
recently. Now it's like a puff that's on my back.
Well, that's a tumor.
Oh, that's just a tumor? All right. Well, that's good. I'm cool with it.
Okay, tits on the back. Keep
So
going.
she starts going, blah, 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 talking, doing more of that stuff. I'm getting more and more, like, I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I stop her in the middle of her conversation, and I'm like, listen, I don't know what I'm doing at this point.
So your weenie at this point is fucking...
Yeah, it's ready to
and
fight
it's
the
smashed up
Titans.
against a...
Yeah, it's like pressed like all down because I'm laying face down on the teak bed.
Oh my god!
Like there's, you can feel the teak sticking up, poking into you.
It's like a bamboo bed.
Yeah, it was like a bamboo bed with like covers over it.
Jesus,
it was weird, dude.
They should at least cut a hole in there so you could put your wiener in.
Yeah,
there.
and then somebody under there could have been drinking it.
He's getting really, he wants all kinds of freaky treatment.
No, so anyway, so I'm like, listen, I don't know what I'm doing at all. I'm like, I've never been to one of these places before. I just heard about it. I'm like, so what do I do?
What do I do for video?
And she goes, well, what do you want? Do you just want to finish the massage or do you want the special?
Oh.
And I went, well, what's the special? Like, we're going to have full-on sex?
Oh, my God.
I said it straight up. And she's like,
whoa.
She said, whoa, no. I just get you off.
Oh, my God.
Is what she said. And I was like, all right. Let's do that. And I was like, let's hurry this up, too, because I want to get back out of here.
Wow.
And she's like, all right. So I flip over, and then she did the old teats and bloop, bloop, bloop.
Really? Shazam!
Now, here's how I felt right before.
You banged her tits?
She did. I didn't do anything. I laid there like this.
Because you're not allowed to touch her.
Yeah, you're not allowed to touch her. They had cameras, I guarantee you.
Now,
There's probably
if you
video
looked-
out there of me getting jerked off by a French Canadian.
Now, if you looked like Brad Pitt and you said... What, full-on sex?
She would have said probably, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't look like Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
I look like Brad Pitt's ugly younger brother, Rad Pitt. And that was hit with a shovel and kept in a garage. But anyways, after that happens, right before I was like, oh, this is the best thing in my life. After it happened... I was ashamed and embarrassed. I was collecting my clothes and apologizing.
Now, how long?
And I ran out of that fucking place.
Now, that's a bit personal, but how long did it take?
Well, like I said, I was only probably in the room 5 or 7 minutes.
So she... Whoa. So she flipped you over.
Yeah, and finished me because I
went
basically...
right to the wiener.
We got past all that bullshit.
Did she rub your back at all?
Yeah, for like a minute or two
Just
until
with her
I started
tits?
like going, hey, how far are we going to take this? What happens next?
Because massaging me gets me really
Because this is the
erotic.
point when I'm with a lady and she's rubbing her tits on my back. Generally, I turn her around and start to pound her. And I don't want to be mid-thrust and have the Mounties come in.
Ladies, he will pound you.
If you massage him, he pounds.
Pounds away.
But you know what's funny is I tell this story. I think it's hilarious. I've told it a couple of times and not in this public of a forum. But I've told it.
Don't be ashamed.
And people judge you. Like fuck. You know what? If you're gonna judge me, any of you, fuck you. All right. You go home, do your boring lives. All right. Sometimes some of us go out and need to get jerked off by a prostitute. All right. I don't have your luxury. All right, I get a little extra money in my pocket. First thing that happens is I buy beer and then prostitutes.
Prostitution's been around for thousands of years.
Yeah, don't judge me, judgers.
guys, we're back. ZTO Radio in the house. Home of the slopper, I like to say. I don't know what that means. But SNL in a little bit of hot water. Did you see that?
Yeah. Why can't you make a good pirate joke?
The way I saw it was through a CNN video. They were like, SNL really got it?
I actually watched it Saturday night. I saw him do it live. And laughed my ass off.
And I was like, and I watched the clip and I was like, there's nothing to be offended about here. Saturday Night Live has done way more offensive stuff.
Yeah. If you're a public figure and you're running for office, you have to just know that people are going to make fun of you.
They do it to everybody.
They interviewed the guy with the patch, by the way. He lost his eye in a fucking war zone, and that's sad. But he goes, look, I'm not asking for an apology for that guy. Should he apologize? I don't know, maybe. But he goes, I'm running for office. I don't care. So if he doesn't care, and Pete Davidson clearly doesn't care about making the joke, then why are you asking Kenan Thompson, and what's CNN weighing on? You know?
Yeah.
Who the fuck?
They got to make sure that they're offended first, because they don't want to appear like that they're, pro anything that could be. And that's what bothers me the most. That's what bothers me the most is they got to chime in and make themselves part of the news by being like, "See, guys,
right?
See, it's not like this person was offended and showing this person be. It's like, no, we
made this terrible joke. What's Meghan McCain think of it? Meghan McCain, which the daughter of Senator John McCain, hasn't done shit. She's a big marshmallow chick that's on The View. I don't know. Who gives a fuck what she thinks?
Yeah, nobody gives a shit.
You know what I've been doing, though, on these news articles, and I suggest you do the same, is you go to the GIF section whenever it's got this article about, I'm outraged about this joke, and type in pirates, and Johnny Depp will pop up, and it says I, A-Y-E, underneath of it, and he goes, I, and drop it in there. So every time they scroll down, it shows up, and he goes, I, because he's lost an eye, get it?
Yeah.
Because I did that joke, and people thought it was funny. And I don't give a fuck. I don't care that guy lost his eye. You know what? He signed up for it.
Yeah.
He didn't go into a war zone and not think he might not lose an eye. You know what I mean?
I did hear.
What are we here for, guys?
I did hear a guy say that the stupidest thing he ever did when he was drunk was he lost his eye, and I thought, well, it's got to be up there.
Yeah. I mean,
if you go into a room of 1,000 people and you're like, hey, anybody done anything dumber than this when they were drunk?
Right.
Anybody done anything dumber?
Yeah. Did you lose an eye, sir? Yeah, I did. Sure did.
Both of them?
Well, that's a good segue. We could talk about what's the stupidest drunk thing you've ever done?
Oh man, there's so many.
You don't have to go to the one you don't want to talk about because there's probably one of those.
Well, yeah. No, I'm just saying there's so many that. I was raging there for a while when I was hanging out with a good friend of mine for a long time. I'd say the thing I regret the most that I did when I was drunk was a friend of mine who, if he's listening, I'm sorry. He'll know this story. He pulled me out to take me out for a good time. We went to a couple of bars. I got super drunk. We drank some wine, which I don't normally drink. And then on the way back, I put my head out the window on 270, but I puked and it shot up and hit his liner of his inside of his truck, and it was wine, so it stained. And then I puked all over his floorboard, and then I was blacked out drunk, just so everybody knows. And apparently I kept hitting him and laughing and punching him, so we almost died 3 times.
Nice.
Oh my god.
And I regret it. It was one of the dumbest things I could. And then I got out of the car, and he tried to help me into my house, being a good friend. And I got to my door, and I opened the door up, and I turned around and I went, "Get off me, you fag!" and pushed it down. And shut the door and locked it and wouldn't open the door.
The only thing that would make it better is if he was a gay guy.
Yeah, he wasn't. I don't know why I said that. I was blacked out drunk. I woke up the next morning, and my apartment looked like a crime scene. I was laying in my bathroom floor. I had puke handprints all over the wall. I had somehow puked into my shoes. It was red, burgundy. I puked into my shoes. And I woke to the same friend knocking on the door going, "You got to clean my fucking car out." And I went, "I can't even fucking talk right now. I'm drunk still." And he was like, "Go grab some towels. I don't care." And I had to clean the floorboard out of his fucking car at 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning the next day.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing.
That's one of like 10 things I could tell you that was terrible that I did.
Yeah, but that's not like you didn't dismember somebody or anything like that. That's my biggest thing, drunk story, because I never really got drunk.
You dismembered somebody?
Yeah, a couple of them, but I wasn't drunk.
I have too many.
Just throwing up on myself in somebody else's house or in somebody else's shit or in furniture, whatever.
It's embarrassing.
Like, you're just like in somewhere where you can't control where you're at or what you're like there with somebody, so you gotta get, like, hey, you gonna have to go? You know, you're trying to get that, like, we need to go, it's time to go, and you can't. You're just like, you're a mess, and then you just sink into wherever you're at. You can't tell somebody you need a bucket or anything. You just that's the worst feeling, because I can't immediately just get up and be like, okay, fine, I'm fine. Let's clean that up. Sorry about that.
The drunker I get, the more silent I get. I'm like an eking mouse.
I think the most embarrassing. I don't know if I've ever talked about this on a podcast before or not, but I was dating this girl years ago. I wasn't old enough to drink, and it was New Year's Eve, and so of course we're drinking.
Yeah,
and we had managed to get like a bottle of vodka, like a huge one, like a half gallon or whatever, and we had all drank that, like the whole thing. And then I convinced the only guy there that was old enough to buy alcohol to go get beer. I'm like, we need something. They're about to close down these stores, and we need to get something, before it gets too late, So he went and got a 30-pack of Busch Light, and we drank until the girl I was with ended up throwing up. So I'm in the bathroom like you do when you're with a girl and she starts throwing up. You got to be there to coach her through it and hold her hair. So I'm sitting there the whole time. Now, I think back to this moment where I'm coaching her through this throw up on a regular basis and cringe to myself, because the whole time I'm hammered. And previous in the night, the guy had asked me, I used to sing heavy metal vocals. I don't do it anymore. But he was like, how do you do that? And I was like, you just gotta, I was just like kind of giving him like arrogant tips. Like, well, you just gotta kind of just like blow it out, man. You just gotta yell and just do it from the gut. And I'm like, drunk. But when I'm in there with her in the bathroom, I'm going, you know what the problem is? You don't listen to enough Hatebreed. Like I kept saying, you just gotta listen to it. It's like really positive stuff. And she's like, whoa! And so then, this is the best part. I get her all cleaned up. We go and we lay down on the couch and we pass out. And I'm laying behind her, and she like spooning, big spoon, she's a little spoon on the couch with my back to the back of the couch. I wake up in the morning and I have shit myself. Like fucking for real deal. Like in a Busch Light and cheap vodka shit. Oh, so it's just like it's mad. And I go in the bathroom of this house that I'm not. This is a cool mom letting us. Wow. So I'm in there. I find a Kroger bag. I take my pants off and my underwear. And I put the underwear in the bag, and then I tie it up and I go and get her. I'm like, we gotta go now. And she's like, why? And I'm like, I got my shitty underwear in a bag. We gotta go now. And so on the way home, we recycled it like you did with your batteries earlier. And I think back and I'm like, I wonder who found that.
Yeah. Just some poor asshole.
Just right out the window.
Walking along.
Hey, maybe you made somebody's day.
Oh, yeah, I probably did make somebody's day.
You're just walking around in a pair of shitty underwear. What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
But we should get into some more music here. We got Let It Go from Lima, Ohio, and then Dana from Columbus. So enjoy that. We'll be right back.
fear this night is mine. Till the end of time, I lose your soul. Hold your fear this night is mine. Till the end of time. In the darkness I lurk, in the shadows I hide. Forever my time will be mine. The smell of blood, the love of death. I'm always waiting for your last breath. I lose your soul. On your fear, this night is mine. Till the end of time, I lose your soul. On your fear, this night is mine. Till the end of time. This night is mine till the end of time. Your soul.
ZTO Radio. I wanted to talk about... I don't know. See, this is another thing that we experienced. That I don't know if we ever talked about this on a podcast before.
Okay. But
when we went and watched Parliament Funkadelic...
Oh my God, no. Yeah. I've told that story a million times, but never on a podcast.
Yeah. Basically, we were... How old do you think we were? 20-something? We were old enough to drink alcohol.
No, well...
That was part of the thing.
I was 20, yeah.
Because the guy... There was that bum that wanted to keep buying us drinks.
Right. I was 20. So, yeah. So, I know you're right. Because it was my 20th birthday that you got me... That ticket as a gift.
Yeah, we were lined up to go watch Parliament Funkadelic. We get there first.
Oh, dude, we were stuck. I don't know if you guys have heard of Parliament Funkadelic, but if you haven't, you should check them out. P-Funk, and we Frank and I were stoked. We love that kind of music. Yeah. And we were fucking just ready to go, man. I have my brown leather jacket on.
Standing outside the Newport for at least 2 hours before the show.
Oh, it had to be at least 2 hours.
We didn't have nothing else to do, though. We walked around. I think we thought we were going to, find chicks or something.
Oh, we
were always very overly confident.
Every time I went somewhere, I knew I was going to find a chick.
Let's run into some chicks.
Yeah, of course.
But the only people we ran into were multiple people that thought you were a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Because you had, a pleather coat on.
I had a brown leather jacket. Yeah, it was pleather. And it was 70s style cut because I bought it at a thrift store and it belonged to a dead guy. And it had the slit in the back where you would hide a gun, you know. And people would come up to that, and I just had a plain black T-shirt on, you know. I think I had slacks or maybe jeans, I don't know, but I know I had dress shoes on. And so I looked because I was fucking dressed up because I hadn't been to a P-Funk show and I didn't know how. Yeah. I thought it might be a little classy.
Which turns out was. A lot of classy dressed people there.
But they kept asking me for weed. I'm like, if I had weed, I'd smoke it. I'd give it to you.
So we're standing there, and this homeless dude just befriends us.
Yeah.
I don't know. They developed a line, and then...
We got to tell him, too. You had your pentagram T-shirt on.
Oh, yeah, I did.
So Frank's got this, devil shirt on. And a fucking floppy hat, he's got on now. And the dude just came out of nowhere. I was like, you guys are here for P-Funk? He was confused.
Well, we saw him piss, right? Before we had any interaction.
He pissed in the fucking doorway of a fucking restaurant, right 10 feet from us.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my God, turn around.
And then he talks to us.
Yeah.
I think he was still pulling his shit
up.
Still
zipping up.
And he's like, hey, what you guys doing here? Because we're the only two white guys. There might have been a couple guys with dreadlocks, white guys with dreadlocks, but overall... older black people.
No, I mean nothing against it or anything. No. We just were. It was that night.
We stood out a couple of white guys at a P-Funk
show. That's the saying now.
But everybody loved it. People kept trying to buy us drinks all night, and the bum was like, "Hey, I know the keyboard player. I'm going to introduce him to you guys. You guys are cool." I'm like, this bum is going to introduce us.
We're like, you don't know fucking anybody.
Well, we're still in line forever because it took forever.
Well, P-Funk was late, remember? Yeah. Their bus was late. And people were knocking. I'll never forget this. They're knocking on the door going, shit, goddamn, get off your ass and jam.
Oh, yeah, I thought some shit was going to go bad.
We were like, oh, shit, this is where the riot happened. Because they were an hour late, at least.
But the next thing we know... I think we had given the guy money, the bum money, to go buy himself some beers.
We did. We I think $5 or $6 because we had extra.
He's like, "You want something?"
Because we knew we couldn't buy nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. So. You go ahead and get yourself some beer. And he come back later on and had the fucking keyboard player from fucking Talent.
I'm standing there like, what the fuck is happening right now? And these are my dudes, he kept saying. We're like, we're his dudes. We piss all over too.
That's that Bernie Ward, I think his name is, or Bernie something. He worked with Les Claypool.
Yeah,
but amazing. And then we go in there, and we left early because there was so much smoke in the air from Swisher Sweets and weed.
It was fucking amazing because we got in there, and first thing George Clinton says when he gets on stage is, "I'm sorry for the delay, but you can imagine that P-Funk don't stop." And we just extended this party until we're done. And so they were. It was 1:30. They normally close down at midnight, and the fucking thing was still going on. And Frank and I had to leave. We're like, I got to work in the morning.
Yeah, my eyes burned so bad from
I was high as shit from just walking around.
Yeah,
but everybody that came up to us, dude, it was insane. They would come up and give you a crazy handshake and a hug, and be like, "What's your favorite P-Funk song?" or where did you first hear them? You know?
Yeah.
And I had heard them on an 8-track my dad had in his car.
Right.
That's
and somehow that fucking bum dude got in there. I guess through the keyboard player.
Yeah.
Because we saw him later on.
He didn't pay. You know he didn't.
We saw him later on. He's like, hey, guys, you guys need a drink? I'll get you a drink. I was like, no, we're still... Because I had heard people got kicked out of there for drinking underage.
Right.
And I didn't want to lose my fucking experience.
And we're talking like we had the full experience of P-Funk. The fucking spaceship came down.
Oh, yeah.
Bass player came out. Fucking... It was nuts, dude. Like, and... like you're saying, smoke... The fake smoke on top of the real smoke.
Yeah.
It was like a surreal dream by the time we were leaving.
Well, that was back when you could smoke in bars.
Yeah, that's true.
And you got to imagine, nobody was smoking just cigarettes. Everybody was smoking fucking big Swisher Sweets.
One dude
blunts
handed me, and I took a hit and handed it, and I was like, wait, what the fuck was that? Like, I just did it out of habit.
I've done that at so many concerts.
Yeah.
I don't
Wait
care.
a minute.
The thing that always makes me laugh about that is I always hit it, but then I'm like, who is doing this?
Yeah.
Because who's like taking weed to a concert and be like, just let it go, man.
Right.
Just I know it's not coming back to me. There it goes. You know, because it's not going to come back.
But I always thanked you. That was one of the greatest birthdays I ever had in my life.
Yeah, that was
I never experienced anything like that since. And I've been to a bunch of shows over the years, and that was by far the craziest night. And we walked out of there. It's loud as shit. I'll never forget this either. We walk out the little hallway out the door, and it's dead silent outside.
Yeah.
And Frank and I look at each other, and we're like, what the fuck just happened? I'm like, we just partied with P-Funk, man.
It was like jarring how quiet it was.
It was just, it's like you walked out of a dream.
Yeah. But that was our I wanted to get that down on tape because I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Oh, God, it was a good night.
Let's get into some more music here. Weed Demon, Green Inferno. Then we'll hear a highlight from our last Roundup Horror Show Halloween special. I want to play Jared's Chili Dogs piece because that was fucking hilarious, man. Oh my God. And then we will hear electronic music from Columbus, Giant Claw. We'll be right back.
It is convinced that he is hopelessly and incurably insane, a condition caused by the drug marijuana to which he was addicted. It is recommended, Your Honor, that the defendant be placed in an institution for the criminally insane for the rest of his natural life.
in. We pay, what was it, $8.50 for a ticket.
I bought $12 worth of hot dogs.
What was your bill altogether? Because
it was 26 something.
I couldn't get. When I was looking at that menu, I was like, "Good fucking god! A combo of popcorn and soda is like $15."
Yeah, it's expensive to eat in the theater. I didn't get to eat today though, so I had to eat at the theater.
But he really did them up for you, huh?
Fucking artisan.
Like a hot dog barista.
You should have got some video of that.
Yeah, I should have. I should have pulled my phone out. This dude fucking hunched over these hot dog, chili cheese dogs. I'd never seen anything so crafted with such care and precision.
Yeah,
You got a whole ice cream scoop of cheese on each dog. Not one shred fell off the bun. He captured it all.
I think they're probably real tight with the product around there. They don't want the cheese going every which way. That's money
I'll
out the
be
door.
damned if them were genuine beef franks.
Stay with me. Stay with me. I'm dreaming to eat. I let it fall me. Stay with me. To eat. Stay with me. In your arms. To eat. And does it you think I never I let it fall me. Stay with me. And always when I need
Know that.
Okay, well, the last thing I have for this episode is just promoting stuff. So you want to talk about where we can get your book, Ray? Or?
I'm an author. I'm also a homeowner, but I'm an author. Hi, how you doing? Randall Wotan here, a.k.a. Ray McGuff. I've written several books, 2 short story compilations, and a novella. That's how they pronounce it, novella. You may find those on Amazon.com under Randall, R-A-N-D-A-L, Wotan, W-O-T-E-N, and buy them for reasonably priced amounts. I'm not trying to get rich. I just want you to enjoy my stuff.
There you go.
Buy it.
And the only thing I really have to promote is we will be doing another live event, but not until April.
Wow, that's a hike.
That is April 20th.
420, yeah. Who would have guessed?
Well, it's Record Store Day.
Oh, that's right.
So we'll be at Gromy's all day for
actually
Record Store Day.
What's that land on day wise?
It's a Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I will be there. I'll be there. I'm going to the Record Store Day.
Yay!
Yay! And I'll be high.
No, he won't.
No, I won't.
No, he won't.
Stay away from drugs.
Drinking water, smoking nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
I have a good time doing things that are not threatening.
No gateways for you, my friend.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ray's going to be around more often, so we'll probably pull him in for these when we can. And,
Hardin County resident for life.
It's good to have you back.
H.
Yeah, I was like,
HC.
I used to do West Side of McGuff.
Oh.
But that's no longer there. West Side of Kenton.
Don't get too out of control with
I don't
this
know.
shit.
I don't know.
We're gonna piss the wrong people off with that.
Oh, don't put up the fucking wrong sign.
You might have the deaf people after you. You never know.
Yeah, I don't want no juggalos after me.
No, you don't want that. But thanks for listening and watching. Scott, do you have any final words of wisdom?
Incapacitate.
That's a good word. We'll,
I like
see you next time.
Peace.
You are listening to ZTO Radio.